So here you can see the map of the Mediterranean during the biblical time. You can see this is the Mediterranean. It was called the Great Sea. Mentioned the Bible with the Great Sea. Elisha, what island is this one? Cyprus. Cyprus was Elisha. What island is this one? Rhodes. Rhodes was on the journey of Paul. Paul coming from Caesarea all the way to Lebanon, Syria, see Tarsus.
Where he was born.
That was where he was born. He came from Tarsus. Turkey in the biblical time was called the Hittites. The Hittites culture, the Hittites group, we know that many of artifacts were found in Israel in different archaeological excavation showing the commerce and the trade among the Hittites and the Canaanites and the Edomite. Edomite, they were in the south part of Israel in the Negev and along the Edom mountain here. You see Elat here, and this was the Edom mountain. Here it's the beginning, what it's called the Moab mountain, and then we have the Ammon mountain, and then north to Ammon mountain we have the Gilad mountain. So Gilad, Moab, Ammon, and the Edom. Just on the foot of the hill, Tel Megiddo, Har Megiddo, Armageddon. I told you, Megiddo mentioned in the Bible, mentioned in the Egyptian documents with the same name without any change, with the same name that we use. We read in the scripture from the 1 King chapter 9 about the project of King Solomon, that he built it as a fortified city with a palace. So the palace that was built, it was over there. You see all the white color, this is from King Solomon period. The palace and the main stable for the horses was on this section where you see the big courtyard for the horses, and behind it there were 3 lines for a stable for horses indoor. You see, very large. And there was another stable for horses here, and maybe it was the house of the governor of the city. We found the zigzag wall. Digging in Hatzor, Gezer, and Megiddo, we found identical gate. That's the gate from King Solomon period, with the guard towers on both sides. There were actually 2 gates, 1 gate here and 1 gate here. So to this gate, the horses used to come to go through this gate on this walk. The people, we found the 3,000 years old stairs from King Solomon. King Solomon period about 3,000 years ago. Very old stairs. Staircase going up for the people to climb. You enter through this gate and then you'll be in this courtyard, and then you go to this gate. Usually, always they used to have 2 gates. By this were for defense. If the enemy would pass the first gate, he will be stuck here between all the guard towers, between the 2 gates. And digging here in this place, they found 20 layers. The major dig was done in this area, and you can see that, so that's easier than to dig, to move it up. So we are going to climb uphill. I'm going to climb this way, and to stand at that point to watch over there. They found here a pagan temple 5,000 years old. They found 20 layers of cities in this area, one built on top of the other, 20 cities. This city was built and destroyed 20 times. It means battles, conqueror, or just renovation of a new king that came and put. But the city was destroyed and built 20 times, buried and built on top. We moved all the layers until we reached this layer, and the decision was to stay here, to stop here. That was about 5,000 years altar for worshipping the god of the Baal, the Canaanite king. They were sacrificing animals mostly, but also human, the Canaanites. That you can see, we know some of the kings.
Alright, so here we are, and we're getting ready to head on up to the top of the tell at Megiddo. We just came through the little museum area. Of course, they always have the tourists go in and out through the place where you can buy stuff. We're coming up to the Canaanite gate, and the gate that Solomon later improved upon, and then we'll be up on the top. There goes the group there to the right. And we'll get some good views from the top of this thing as well.
The people, the walk for the horses to go over there to the stable was the other walk, and this, where the people stand over there, that will be the first gate, and the second gate will be on the upper level. We are going to see the Canaanites gate from underneath, and we'll come back by this way. From the top you will
Alright, I'm standing now at the city gate of Megiddo, and we're looking back the other direction across the valley of Jezreel at Nazareth. That's the city there on the hill. You can see that patch of kind of whitish yellow. That's the quarry area, and that's evidently where they took Jesus to throw him off the cliff at the side of the city of Nazareth after they accused him of at the temple. Then on down around. This is the same view that we had a much better shot of from Mount Carmel, but again the valley stretching on up northwards. Here I'm turned around. This is the city gate entrance to Megiddo. This is the Canaanite period and time of Abraham. He may have even been here at this site. Solomon later improved on this, and he built up above a much nicer entranceway to this area here. So these gates here were from the time of Solomon. He improved on what they had previously when he took over Megiddo from Thutmose III, and he's done his own architectural work here, improving on the gates. This would be up above what had been before. Here's a view that the I believe it was the University of Chicago did. They did a section down through all the strata layers that are here at this tell, and this is what's left behind from their work. I'm going to move you on down so you can see. We're up at the top of the tell. This is what they've done down through the section as they work their way on down through the various layers of the history of the city. They were always conquering, destroying, and rebuilding back on top. If the location of the city was particularly good, they wanted to keep the same place. So they just overlay on top of what was there before. So all the way down the side, and then coming on up around back up to the top. We're looking back now from on top of Megiddo toward Mount Carmel, where we were earlier. To the left is the peak that we were on. I'm going to zoom you back in so that you can see the area that we were standing on. It's right up. Right there is where we were standing, looking out over this valley, and I'll back you on out. So there's Mount Carmel in relation to the Jezreel Valley, where we're at now. Okay, so we're back to a fresh disc, and this is the sacred temple area, Canaanite time period. They would have been sacrificing various things on the altars here. This gives you an idea of what this looks like. They did the deep archaeological section here where they just dug down, losing the layers as they went down, to expose what they could find at the oldest layers at the bottom here. And again, this is the sacred area of the Tel Megiddo section. Section here is the northern stables, northern palace area. Would have brought the horses up here. And this is just off to the left on the path up to the sacred area. So you can see here where they had the stables and so on. These are a bunch of ornaments. Much left. going. Here's a shot of the entrance. This really, I should have done this before. That map of the ancient Near East that I showed you with him narrating. I'll try to make sure that I give a better intro to these sites as I can. But we're right here at the entrance to Tel Megiddo archaeological site. I'll bring out around. You can see the side of the Tel sticking on up there. And our bus. We're getting back on and heading out. We are on a roll. I try to take as long a clips as I can, but we're short on time with this many people. We just got to stay going, because we've got so much we're trying to do. So we'll see how things go.